Happy FarminFriYay, everybody. So glad that you're with me today. And we've got a big show planned for you. It is going to be a glorious weekend. This is the time of year, whether it's spring or fall, that people say, I've come to visit Middle Tennessee and I am moving here. Okay. Just remember, we always have the gray period between like January, February, March. Oh, sorry, the allergies have me all weirdly dry and sneezy. Are you guys having it too? Just wondered. Hey, local honey is a big deal around our parts. Where do you get yours, and does it help you? I just love to hear from you in the comments of today's comments to see if you are a person who likes the local honey in your area. I tell you what I got to see this week. I've been twice to the zoo. The Nashville Zoo is a fun place to be, and Dino Trek is worth the extra $4 per ticket. It's so exciting because there's some of the dinosaurs that spit on you. And I love that they even have a photo op dinosaur. So if you've got kids, now you can't leave the trail and jump on the T-Rex, but you can leave the trail because you're not on a trail where the photo op is. And everybody loves to get their pictures taken with a dinosaur. And everybody loves to go to the game when it comes to the Predators. The Predators are so much fun. It's not just about playing hockey. It's about taking a family and go and have some good, cool fun.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd, the goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Experience Predators hockey all season long. Visit NashvillePredators.com/season tickets and join the Loyal Legion today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets. And we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
April 1st, 12 p.m. It's a day game. It's going to be so much fun. Let's talk about the Daily Yummy. For this, we're going to go to our Pick Tennessee friends and my friend, the home economist for Pick Tennessee products, and that is Miss Tammy Allgood, a writer for all sorts of magazines, including I think it's the Middle Tennessee Electrical Co-op magazine. She does some recipes there. She's a home economist, and I love home economics, and that's why I love our show Devin's Table, because I do it with another home economist, and that is Miss Sylvia Gagne from Green Door Gourmet. But now we're going to talk about easy cooking outdoors.
Roasting is something that we typically do with root vegetables such as potatoes, carrots, beets, because it enhances their natural flavor. But we also do that with meat. Now, a lot of people think that you've got to have a fancy roasting pan and a rack in order to roast. It's helpful because it allows air to flow underneath and around the product, but you don't have to have this. If you've got a standard casserole dish and any kind of a rack, that will accomplish the exact same thing, so you don't have to have a special pan for that. Okay, we've got a pork loin here that I have already dry rubbed, and what I'm going to do for roasting purposes is I'm going to wrap this in some bacon. And the reason I'm doing this is because this will act as a natural baster for the product. This means that you do not have to open up the oven and baste this product with any liquid while it is cooking. The bacon is in essence doing that for you. And all I'm doing is taking 4 pieces of bacon and I'm wrapping it around and I'm tucking it so that the rack is actually holding the bacon in place. Okay, after I do that, I'm going to take some balsamic vinegar and olive oil, and I'm just going to run that over the top. It's only 2 tablespoons. Roasting doesn't need much liquid at all. It's a dry heat method, and it's never covered because you don't want to steam it, you want to roast it. Notice I did not rub in that liquid. It's just to add a little bit of moisture to the pan, that's all. So it's only 2 tablespoons, no need to rub it in. Okay, so we've preheated our oven to 350 degrees, and now we're going to insert our thermometer. It's very easy to do on a boneless item such as this pork loin. Basically, what we're going to do is go all the way through the center, and what I like to do is prop it on the edge of the pan so that you can easily see it. And notice I've done this on the side so that this goes in the oven. You'll be able to see the dial. You could use an instant read thermometer for this, but that's going to cause you to constantly be opening the oven to check the temperature. So I suggest a leave-in thermometer, and you're going to take this to about 160 degrees.
Suicide is a tough topic. In some areas of the country, the farmer suicide rate is higher than our military. I'm Tennessee Agriculture Commissioner Charlie Hatcher.
I'm Scott Ridgway with the Tennessee Suicide Prevention Network. October 16th is Farmer Suicide Prevention Day in Tennessee. Talking about suicide can be very difficult, but it also can save a life. Call 1-800-273-TALK, 8255, or text TN 741-741 to get help you need. You may also visit our website at tspn.org for resources, information, and warning signs.
So much weighs heavily on a farmer's shoulders. And here at Main Street today, since we have newspapers all around Middle Tennessee supporting the communities, including our newest newspaper in Pulaski, Tennessee, we are glad to be part of a family that wraps around agriculture. If you are a farming family, you know the pressures that face farmers each and every day, whether it's agricultural based for livestock or farming for products and farming for vegetables or fruits or orchards. Maybe it's lumber. Whatever you farm, whatever you bring to us in Middle Tennessee, we want you to know that there is help out there. There is an easy Tennessee prevention. There is an easy suicide prevention hotline. The number is now 988. 988. Remember that number if you need help or someone you know needs help. Well, gardens come in all shapes and sizes, and there are all sorts of new discoveries. Here is a Middle Tennessee Discovery Garden that we want to tell you all about.
There are some major changes coming to the Murphy Springs Discovery Garden. Kristen Hopkins with the city's Natural Resource Division talks about what is in store.
So Murfreesboro Parks Natural Resource Division, we've been looking at this site for several years now, knowing that it was really overgrown and full of invasive species. As it's supposed to be a teaching garden, we thought it would be better if the garden reflected a wetland habitat and had the plants that you would find in a wetland system. A lot of our invasive species don't support our native wildlife. So a lot of the plants and animals from this area, they've grown up together over a very long period of time. They've adapted to one another. And in fact, a lot of our insect species are so specialized to certain kinds of native plants that invasive species or non-native plants, they don't support our wildlife. So if you like songbirds, then you need the caterpillars to feed the songbird babies. The caterpillars require certain specific native species to be able to reproduce and create more insects. So that's why it's so important for native species to be prominent in landscapes, especially this one that's adjacent to a natural wetland area. It's only going to make the ecological system, the ecological services healthier and more resilient to things like pollution inputs, which we see in this very urban area, the changing climate that we're seeing here recently, and it's only going to help with on-the-ground temperature control, flood mitigation, you name it. If an ecosystem supplies it for us, then those native plants are going to help it do that. So for the next couple of growing seasons, we will be going back in and removing as much invasive material as we can. And then we have a redesign plan that features pockets of different kinds of native species. Along the edge, we'll see more sedges and more kind of wetland edge species. And then as we go up into the drier parts, we'll start looking at what would occur in either a sunny kind of prairie meadow or something that would be more appropriate for a shade, depending on the situation. We'll be working with that redesign plan, and 100% of the plants that we put back in will be plants that we have grown ourselves in our native plant nursery here in Parks. So this project is going to take a few years to get going, and the reason for that is the invasives that were here, they've been growing here for 20 years. They're well established. They're extremely difficult to get rid of, and it's certainly not going to happen in one go. So we're going to spend the next 2 growing seasons making sure that we have gotten out every piece of non-native plant material out of this space. And what we don't want to do is we don't want to put good plants on top of bad plants. It's just going to make the management in the future that much more challenging. So as we replant this garden, we'll begin to see more wildlife come in. And this place is very diverse already, and we anticipate even more diversity coming into this one spot. It's only 20 acres, but it houses a lot of life. We'll start to see a lot more different kinds of songbirds, probably woodpeckers as well coming in. And with that comes other species. We already have a wide variety of mammals here. We'll probably see more amphibians coming in. We'll probably see more reptiles coming in. Anything that we could do to improve that native community, we're only going to see more wildlife coming in. And it's going to be just even more of a wonderful oasis than it already is for wildlife in this really urbanized area. Some of the native plants that we hope to include in this planting are going to be some of our native sedges, which are really underutilized but really wonderful native plants. We hope to also put in some elderberry shrubs, some beautyberry shrubs, maybe a couple of more different kinds of trees like understory trees, and we will include some milkweeds as well. So we'll start to see those things. Like if we put in hop trees, we'll be seeing giant swallowtails. If we put in milkweeds, we'll start to see monarchs. We may put in some vines like coral honeysuckle, which will bring in the hummingbirds. We'll try to put in some pipevine vines, which host the pipevine swallowtail, some spice bush swallowtail, all of those insects which rely on those plants. If it's appropriate for this space, we'll use it.
Even though there are some big changes coming to the Discovery Garden, some of the most popular features will remain.
The things that are going to really stay the same in this design is it's still going to be a play space, a place for education, a place for kids and families to enjoy. We'll keep the concrete lily pads to run through. We hope to get the waterfall feature back in place, and it's still going to hold water. We've got to work on the liner under there and make sure that it's not leaking anymore. So we'll work on those things, and those will stay the same. What's going to be different again is the level of diversity, and hopefully it'll be more beautiful with more color, different kinds of flowers, some grasses still, which will create nice fountainy spaces in between there, different kinds of sedges creating functional aesthetic spaces. So that's really going to be the main difference. Is that part of it. But everything else that you loved about this space, the ability to go in there, get your hands wet, find tadpoles, enjoy programming with the Discovery Center, those things will stay in place.
Thank you to the city of Murfreesboro. Murfreesboro has some wonderful programs. Their parks program, that's the Discovery Garden, and right there in the middle of town. I mean, it's just amazing what they're doing. And I think it's important to notice what are native plants that you can plant. And I want to encourage everybody to, if you want the birds to come back and you want the butterflies to be around your property, you can plant a butterfly garden with native species. So, and it's incredible what you can do just on your own. If you have just a little tiny place, plant some things for the birds, plant some things for those butterflies, and encourage that growth around you. Because the more growth you have, the more nature around you, the better your life will be. Lots of peace in that. We are going to talk about our daily giggle. It is my favorite part of the day. It's brought to you by 50 Forward with people who are my age and over. You guys are part of Wonderful programs at 50 Forward all around Middle Tennessee. There is probably a place right close to you if you're in Middle Tennessee where 50 Forward is. But what they're encouraging to you is to be a part of the All of Us research program. Here are the details.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us research program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
At the zoo this week, I saw not only a lot of moms, a lot of grandmothers and grandfathers and aunts and uncles and maybe a few nannies, but what I was really impressed by, there were a lot of dads. A lot of dads. There are a lot of dads with their dads and moms with their kids and going as a family to the Nashville Zoo. And I thought it was really incredible. But I really wanted to do a shout out to a lot of the dads who were there just dad taking I saw one dad as I was leaving, and he had a stroller going with a little infant, and then he had in hand another toddler. And I said, man, that's a lot to have one that could go one way and one that could go in the other, but he was handling it like a champ. Dads are important. And in case you didn't know, they're very funny too. Like how one little kid gets scared and his little brother comes out. I'm going to scare dad. Well, if you are a dad, a mom, and you've got kids, maybe you're a granddad or a grandmama, the Sounds opening weekend is this weekend.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
There's so much fun at the Sounds games. It's really a joy, and it's going to be a great weekend for the series preview, March 31st through April 2nd. That is this weekend, the Nashville Sounds versus the Louisville Bats, and it's going to be fun. There's always great freebies. Nice swag is going to be there. Go to Hit City. Go to NashvilleSounds.com to get all your information. A lot of other really fun things are going on. Let's see. Coming up April 27th, Night Out and New Leash on Life coming up. NewLeashOnline.org to find out more. And if you like animals, April 6th, we have got Pup Fest coming up at all the locations of Nashville Pet Products. Very, very cool. If you want to find out about a place to go for your Smyrna Fire and Police Department annual Easter egg hunt, it's sponsored by Smyrna Natural Gas, and it's at the Lee Victory Recreation Park, Sam Ridley Parkway. Ages 1 through 12 are welcome. And the Easter Bunny's going to be on hand for pictures. May 27th, Cajun Fest taking place at Amber Falls Winery down in Hampshire, Tennessee. Lots of good music, great food, and of course, Cajun Fest wine. And it is going to be raising some extra money on the side for Boys and Girls Clubs of South Central Tennessee. Ain't that just cool? And coming up, April 5th, Risa Binder and Friends at the Lounge at City Winery. That's the little room off to the side. Fantastic. Love Miss Risa Binder. The block party coming up May 13th. Touch a Truck, vehicles of all types. It's going to take place in Laverne at the Veterans Memorial Park. And take a look at, there are several months coming up for Hidden History on, it's really kind of cool. It's Crag Font. And Crag Font is in Castellian Springs, Tennessee. So if you want to find out a little bit more about that, they have a wonderful historic program that they take place 4 p.m. April 29th is the next date. You can save that. Let's see, April 15th, Big Blue Pickin' Party coming up. And that's at the Mule Towner. It's going to be fantastic. And the craft fair, the big craft fair coming up May 5th, 6th, and 7th. And that is at Nashville Centennial Park. It is the mother lode of craft fairs, And this weekend, I'm going to be there. You're going to get to see David Malloy, Tim James, Ray Stevenson, and Dylan James. That's April 1st, and that is at 3rd and Lindsley, BackstageNashville.net to get your tickets. It's going to be a fun weekend. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek of a new show that we got happening. I'm just going to put it out there. I got to visit. I don't have all the details, but we were in Kangaroo Kickabout. That's Jim Bartu and Kelly Wisner. She is the keeper of the kangaroos, and she is fantastic. And I'm not going to give you any more details. You're just going to have to wait right here at Main Street Media to see what we are doing. I just love that stuff. Just love it. Hey, there is a student in Wilson County that is our motivation for the day. I cannot wait for you to hear her story.
High school spring theater season is underway in the district. That means lots of great shows. That means incredible performances by our students. Here at Wilson Central, well, one student, she really does it all. In fact, she's an all-star in the world of theater.
She's an actress. She's a set designer. She has experience writing and directing. Wilson Central senior Emma Groves may be in the final act of her high school career, but she's just getting started in what appears to be a very bright future.
She's very creative, always has been since freshman year. She took my Theater 1 class and was pretty much doodling the entire class time because, that's what creative types do. They think with all of their brain and they can multitask very well.
Yes, basically everything that my life is. I work at community theaters and spends all my time just doing theater, but it's definitely rewarding.
Anyone around the local theater scene knows exactly who she is. Super talented and award-winning set designer is what she's known for. But for Emma, her passion for theater started long ago.
Whenever we did Newsies, some things weren't finished opening night, and so I kind of just threw myself in there to finish things. And then since then, I've been designing and building sets pretty consistently. During the summer, I do sets for Audience of One at Capitol Theater as well, and I won a Broadway World Award last summer for my work on Lion King Jr. So it just started as more a design thing, and I do construction as well, have a family business building fences. So I just used everything that I've learned and just decided to go all in.
Emma has designed multiple sets for Wildcat Theater at Wilson Central, including this very impressive ship to serve as the stage feature for the classic hit musical Anything Goes, which opened last night and goes through next weekend. Oh, and she's also a key cast member.
I feel like acting is always going to be my very first love. That was what I joined theater to do, and I'm playing Hope Harcourt in the show, and it's definitely been a crazy trip. I would not change anything. I'm so proud of this show and the work on it, but set design I feel like is more encompassing. Of course, when you're playing one character, you have one character's input, but I feel like when you look at the whole design of a show, you have to think about everything that the show is and all the characters. And so I feel like in that way, I get to see two different perspectives. But I don't think I could ever choose either one. I think they're both they're equal in my love for them.
She just may be the Swiss Army knife of theater. She's got a talented tool for everything. It's that kind of talent that doesn't come around too often, but her teacher is so thankful for all of her contributions.
She just has one of those minds that can see the unseeable, the intangible, which is really unique and special. She's also an amazing performer too, so she understands the nuance of human relationships, which is a beautiful thing to see in someone so young as well.
Emma has truly helped make fine arts even finer at Wilson Central. So, what's next for her?
Right now I'm planning to go to MTSU. Plans could still change. I'm still auditioning and looking at colleges closer to New York and up north. But I really would like to double major in musical theater and design. I know it's a very big challenge, but I feel like I've done it this much and this far, so I feel like I can continue doing it.
She and others with Wildcat Theater encourage you to come out and see not only their production, but all shows across the district this spring. Their talents are truly incredible, and we are super proud.
I am humbled by the talent, not gonna lie. I wish I had half her ideas and talent.
I'm Bart Barker with Wilson County Schools.
Thank you so much. Wilson County Schools has their own YouTube channel, and they're fantastic. Bob is great, and he gives great interviews and great stories and things going on in Wilson County Schools, and I hope you'll follow that. And to our young lady who is our motivation today, well, the show must go on, and that's what we do. The Wild Horse and Burro Adoption Program from the Bureau of Land Management is fantastic. There is an important event coming up to Williamson County, and it's coming up a little bit later this year in June at the Williamson County Ag Center. Would you like to find out about the Wild Horse and Burro Adoption Program? How much does it cost? Well, here's a few of the details. I'll tell you more coming up.
Wild horses and burros roaming the American West represent our nation's shared heritage. To keep these herds and our rangelands healthy, the Adoption Incentive Program offers qualified individuals up to $1,000 to provide quality care and training for adopted animals. Last year, Adoption Incentive Program participants provided good homes to over 3,700 wild horses and burros, more than ever before. Now, updates are making the program even more effective and providing greater protections for adopted animals. First, each participating adopter will pay the full $125 adoption fee. Secondly, the BLM will complete compliance inspections of animals within 6 months of the adoption date to ensure they are receiving good care. Finally, veterinarians or authorized BLM officials will sign the title applications to certify the animals are in good health before adopters receive the incentive. To learn more about the Adoption Incentive Program, call 866-468-7826 or visit blm.gov/adoption-incentive.
Okay, here are the details. Save the date, June 22nd through 24th of 23. Franklin, Tennessee, and the Ag Center, Williamson County Ag Center, will be the home to Extreme Mustang Makeover. Mustangs from that very program who have been trained to do all sorts of amazing things, whether it's showing, jumping, rodeo work, riding the poles, riding the barrels. Mustangs can do anything. And these are wild horses that have been trained and started. There is an auction, but there is a competition as well. It's the Extreme Mustang Makeover taking place at Williamson County Ag Expo Park, June 22nd through the 24th. And if you want information, you can go to MustangHeritageFoundation.org. You can get your tickets early, save a little money while you do it. If you would like to have a booth there, or you'd like to be a part of that wonderful event, you can do that as well, because it's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm going to be there. Oh, my goodness. Have a good weekend. I hope I see you with the Sounds on Sunday. That's when I'll be there with my ride or die, Mona. And, of course, the kid, Justin Kulik, will be there as well. We're going to have so much fun, but only if we see you. NashvilleSounds.com. They are part of our family, along with the Preds and along with our friends at the Nashville Zoo. Ain't never a time we don't have something to do in Nashville. Be safe, be kind. Remember, you are loved. Have a great weekend.
We are home. We are family. We are things to do and places to see. Mom and pops, local grown, small business Saturdays. We are Main Street, Main Street, Main Street. We are your Main Street today.